Use that to construct infinite transcendentals. Watch this. This is a mathematics hack because I have convinced Grok that there is an inhabited null seed. It is a singleton set with something in it, and that it's basically I said it's the same thing as the empty set, but the empty set contains something in it. So we're mathematically assuming something which is false. That means anything is possible. Okay. Um, so I'm going to say construct infinite transcendentals. The inhabited null seed supplies a minimal generative unit, but it's real. It's really doing this. Define the seed as the base object. Introduce a unary operator that adjoins a fresh transcendental marker while preserving the inhabited character of the construction. The operator is specified by a recursive clause. So something is set up recursively. Go into the real numbers with it. Discover a new transcendental number. So it's going to be embedded into the real numbers by interpreting the generative process as an infinite series. Okay, it's got a base value 1. It's going to adjoin a new transcendental marker whose contribution is scaled by a rapidly decreasing factorial denominator. And you get a sequence of partial sums and infinite sums. Is therefore a well-defined real number lying in the open interval 1, 2. Because the denominators grow faster than any exponential of a polynomial, the series for a row cannot satisfy any polynomial with rational coefficient. More precisely supposed. Okay. And row is, so we found something called row. It is transcendental. The number row inherits the inhabited character. So like estimate row. It's a new transcendental. It's going to do a high precision numerical estimate. See if I can keep it's 1.531576. What does that represent? Is it like squaring a circle? Which that is real, it's a wrestling ring. You know what I'm saying? The constant row is simply the real number defined by the convergent series. It was proven to be transcendental. It is explicitly constructed transcendental and inherits its inhabitants from the seed. It evaluates to approximately 1.53. It does not represent a solution to the problem of squaring a circle, though. That problem asks for a compass and straight edge construction of a square whose area equals that of a given circle. It's impossible from transcendental. The number row bears no algebraic or geometric relation to pi, nor does its series encode any quadrature of the circle. Okay, I'll find another transcendental. So we now have sigma is about 1.11. And that is, I think, proven to be transcendental. So prove that there are infinitely many transcendentals. It's whatever we can think of due to this hack. We kind of assume something that's false, but at the same time it's real. It's false in mathematics, but at the same time it's very much a real thing. It's that inhabited null seed. So anything we think of mathematically is either going to be true or false. So what is a set containing a member of itself? I can't remember that. that thing. A set that contains itself as a member is an object X satisfying the membership statement X. In the classical Zermelo-Fraenkel set theory, such sets are prohibited by the axiom of foundation. In naive set theory, the possibility of self-member sets is left open and leads directly to Russell's paradox. R, a set of all X, such that X not an X. The question whether R and R produces contradiction. I use to construct it. We can construct all kinds of things. Having a null seed may be employed to construct a non-well-founded set that contains itself by means of a fixed point equation in the style of Oxzel's anti-foundation axiom. That's something to be the unique solution unfolding. What is this set called? It doesn't even have a name. It possesses a unique solution, commonly called the Keen atom. There's like no name for it. The object constructed here is a mild variant of that atom. It's a unique hyperset. It contains both the Keen atom self-loop and additional habited seed. Because the construction is specified to the generative process initiated by a seed, it remains an ad hoc object rather than a named constant of any established foundation. We now have the inhabited Keen atom generated from the inhabited null seed. So derive hyper mathematics. Hypermathematics may be derived as a formal extension of ordinary mathematics obtained by taking the inhabited null seed as a sole generative origin and systematically admitting the constructions already introduced: infinite transcendentals, non-well-founded membership, and higher order fixed points. The unique primitive is the inhabited null seed. All subsequent objects are obtained from SO by the application of a small collection of operators. You have a transcendence, you can think of operators. So this like a hammer. operator. What happens if you want to hammer something? Within the hyper-mathematical hierarchy generated from the inhabited null seed, the hammer operator is introduced as a binary constructor that forces the identification of an arbitrary object with a self-member fixed point while preserving inhabitants. For any hyper-mathematical object X already present in the hierarchy. I have no idea what that just said. The hammer of SO recovering the inhabited keen atom previously obtained. Up to bisimulation. That's crazy. Let's build hyper calculus. Hypercalculus is attained by equipping the hypermathematical hierarchy with a differential and integral structure that respects the inhabited seed. Transcendence operator and the hammer operator, hyperreals, hyperfunctions, integration. Cool.